Hello and welcome back to Retirement Briefing. I'm really glad you're here with me today, especially on December 24, because this date has stopped a lot of people in their tracks. I've been hearing from so many of you, emails, comments, messages, all asking the same thing in different ways. Is money coming early? Did I miss something? Am I supposed to see a deposit before Christmas? And I want you to know right up front, if you're feeling confused, anxious, or even a little frustrated, you are absolutely not alone. Now let me tell you why today's update is so important for USA seniors, retirees, and anyone living on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or survivor benefits. December is already the most emotionally and financially intense month of the year. Bills don't pause just because it's the holidays. Heating costs rise, groceries cost more, prescriptions don't get cheaper, and on top of that, there's family pressure, travel, gifts for kids and grandkids, and the simple desire to enjoy the season without worrying every single day about your bank balance. So when people start hearing that December 24 might be a payment day, it grabs your attention fast. And when the information online is unclear or contradictory, that stress multiplies. So let's slow this down together and talk calmly, clearly, and honestly about what's really happening. No hype, no scare tactics, no false promises. Just the facts explained in plain language, the way they should be. Here's the first thing I need you to hear, and I want you to really hear it. Social Security does not randomly send out money early. Ever. There are no surprise Christmas bonuses, no secret holiday checks, no hidden payouts that only some people know about. Every single payment is controlled by federal law and a very strict calendar. When something shifts, it's not because Social Security decided to be generous. It's because the calendar forces their hand. Christmas Day is a federal holiday. Banks are closed. Federal offices are closed. No direct deposits are processed on that day. When a scheduled payment date falls on a holiday or weekend, Social Security is legally required to move that payment to the previous business day. That's it. That's the entire reason December 24th is being talked about so much this year. This year, Christmas falls right in the middle of the week, and that creates more scheduling shifts than usual. On top of that, many banks and credit unions choose to release funds early as a customer service. Some do it 1 day early, some 2 days early, and some don't do it at all. That's why one person wakes up on December 22 and sees money, while another person with the same type of benefit sees nothing yet. It's not favoritism. It's banking policy. Now, before we go any further, I want to clear up one very important misunderstanding that causes a lot of panic every year. If money shows up before Christmas, that does not mean you're getting extra money. It does not mean you're being paid twice. And it does not mean Social Security made a mistake in your favor. In many cases, especially for SSI, that money is January's payment arriving early because January 1 is a holiday. That can feel like a blessing in December, but it also means January can feel very long if you don't plan for it. So let's talk specifically about who is most likely to see money before Christmas and why. We're going to take this one program at a time because lumping them all together is where most of the confusion comes from. If you receive supplemental security income, SSI, this is the group most affected by the holiday schedule. SSI is normally paid on the first of the month. But when the first of the month falls on a weekend or a federal holiday, that payment is moved to the last business day of the previous month. January 1 is a federal holiday. That means the January SSI payment cannot be paid on January 1 by law. It must be paid early. For many SSI recipients, that means the January payment shows up around December 24th, or sometimes even earlier depending on your bank. For someone receiving SSI, that payment might be around $900 for an individual, more for a couple. And I want to say this slowly because it matters. That is not extra money. That is January's money arriving early. There will not be another SSI payment in January because it already came. This is why some people feel relieved in December and then scared in January, thinking something went wrong. Nothing went wrong. The calendar just moved your payment. Now let's talk about Social Security retirement, disability, and survivor benefits. These benefits usually follow a Wednesday schedule if you started receiving benefits after May of 1997. Your payment date is tied to your birth date. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you're paid on the second Wednesday. If it falls between the 11th and 20th, you're paid on the third Wednesday. And if it falls between the 21st and 31st, you're paid on the fourth Wednesday. This year, the fourth Wednesday of December lands on December 24th. That is a legitimate Social Security payment date. Social Security sends the payment file on schedule. But whether you see that money on the 24, the 23 are due, or even the 22 depends entirely on your bank. Some banks release funds as soon as they receive the file. Others wait until the official settlement date. So, two retirees in the same payment group can see deposits on different days and both be completely correct. If you receive retirement benefits, the average monthly check is around $1,800. Disability benefits average closer to $1,500. Survivor benefits vary widely, but many fall somewhere in between. The amount does not change because of Christmas. Only the timing does. There's also another group that often gets overlooked. If you started receiving Social Security before May of 1997, or if you receive both SSI and Social Security, your payment is usually scheduled early in the month, often on the 3rd. For this group, December payments usually stay exactly on schedule. There is no Christmas-related shift. That's why some longtime beneficiaries see nothing before Christmas and worry they've been skipped. They haven't. Their payment already came earlier in the month or is scheduled after Christmas as normal. Here's another important clarification. Seeing two deposits in December does not mean you're being double paid. An SSI recipient might see a December payment at the beginning of the month and a January payment at the end of the month. That can look like a windfall, but it's not. It's just the calendar doing what it does every year. Now let's talk about what December really feels like when you're living on these payments. Because even when everything arrives on time, December hits harder than any other month. Heating bills jump, especially if you live in a colder state. Grocery prices creep up. Prescriptions stay expensive. And emotionally, there's pressure everywhere. You want to help family. You want to enjoy the holidays? You don't want to say no all the time. And that can make every dollar feel even heavier. This is also when many people notice that their payment amount looks different. Some say, I thought my check was supposed to be higher. Others say, why does it look smaller than last month? This is where cost of living adjustments and Medicare premiums collide, and it confuses thousands of people every year. When a COLA increase goes into effect, it increases your gross benefit, the amount before deductions. But Medicare Part B premiums and other deductions are taken out after that increase. So even if your benefit technically went up, the net amount you receive may not feel very different. In some cases, if Medicare premiums rose more than your COLA, the deposit can even look smaller. That doesn't mean Social Security made a mistake. It means the math wasn't explained clearly. December is also when delays happen more often. Not because the system is broken, but because offices are overwhelmed and holidays slow everything down. Weather delays, bank processing issues, and postal slowdowns can all affect timing. If your payment doesn't arrive when expected, Social Security advises waiting 3 business days after the scheduled date before reporting it missing. During the holidays, that wait feels longer, but it's still the rule. If that window passes, contact your bank first. Banks can see pending deposits that haven't posted yet. If the bank confirms nothing is coming, then contact Social Security. Be prepared for long hold times. Have your information ready. If you have an online SSA account, check it for messages. Sometimes notices appear there before a letter arrives. I also want to remind you about something that doesn't get talked about enough: state and local assistance programs. These are not Social Security, but they can make a real difference in December and January. Many states offer heating assistance. Some provide extra food support. Others have property tax relief for seniors. These programs vary by state, which is why not everyone hears about them. But if you're struggling, they are worth checking into. And finally, let's address the noise that always gets louder in December. Stimulus rumors. Claims that something new is coming just in time for Christmas. Right now, there's no confirmed new federal stimulus payment tied to December 24th. If that ever changes, you will hear it here clearly, calmly, and with verified information. Until then, be cautious. Protect the money you have. Don't make financial decisions based on rumors. So let's bring this home. December 24th is not a universal Social Security payday. It is a real payment date for certain groups based on normal rules and holiday adjustments. SSI recipients are most likely to see money before Christmas because January's payment is moved early. Some retirement, disability, and survivor beneficiaries may also see deposits depending on their Wednesday schedule and their bank. If you don't see money before Christmas, that does not mean something is wrong. You earned these benefits. You deserve clarity and peace of mind, especially this time of year. My goal here on Retirement Briefing is to give you exactly that. If this update helped you understand what's happening, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps the channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future updates, especially as we head into the new year. And stay right here with Retirement Briefing, because I'll continue to bring you calm, clear, trustworthy updates you can count on.